I'm Chef Mark Tarbell. Welcome to the 10th season of Check Please. This is Cornish Pasty Company.
I'm Dean Thomas. I'm the owner of Cornish Pasty Company. Pasty is basically like a handheld pot pie. We have 45 different types of fillings that we put inside of them, all made from scratch. The pasty originated in Cornwall, England, which is where I come from, and it dates back to like the 1800s. The miners that lived in Cornwall, they wanted the pasty to take down into the mines, and it was easy to kind of carry and keep warm. On the side crimp is the traditional way of crimping them. The miner would hold on to the crust and then discard it and leave it for the knockers, which were the ghosts that inhabited the mines. If you're not feeling like a pasty, then there are other things that you can kind of indulge in. We have 4 different soups. We have a lot of different salads, so we try to do something for everyone. We have a really good beer list. Obviously, we'd like to try and keep as local as we can with a lot of it. Our bartenders do a really good job with the cocktail program. The vibe that we go for is kind of a traditional kind of English pub, dim lighting. So a lot of, wooden tables, wooden bar faces. I believe what makes the pasty a perfect meal is it's substantial, it's warm and comforting, even in the desert heat.
So Allison, I had never had a pasty. How did you find this restaurant?
You and me both. In fact, I had never even heard of it, and I feel bad because I grew up in the Midwest in Indianapolis, and now I feel like I might have missed out. But actually, one of my former coworkers, is kind of a tradition of mine, I always like to take a new team member out to lunch, and I said, well, where's your favorite place to go eat? And she said, Cornish Pasty. And I said, what is that? And so that's how I got introduced to it. And I asked her to describe what is a pasty, and she said it's kind of like a gourmet Hot Pocket. So that was my introduction. And I thought that was a fantastic description because it's just such great comfort food. Mm-hmm. And so Cornish Pasty is just one of my favorite downtown spots that I love to go to. I got the beet salad, which has the cheese on top, and something about that combination between the cheese and the beets is just, as you know, and kind of unassuming, when you're in a bar atmosphere. And then I ordered the Greek pasty, and these big hunks of olives and artichokes and cheese. It's just fantastic. And then I got the meatball pasty for our kiddos. They loved it. And then my husband had the tandoori chicken wings, and he said that he's never had wings like that before.
We have had those before.
Have you?
Yes, they are delicious. So this time we actually tried the Parliament wings just to change it up a bit. Really tangy, kind of an HP sauce type of thing. It was really good.
So those are more vinegar-based, the Parliament wings,
Yep.
yeah. What did you have, Adrienne?
I had the chicken pot pie, and it was delicious, delicious. The chicken was very, very tender. It was juicy. The gravy within the chicken pot pie was seasoned well. The vegetables, you can tell, were very fresh. The serving size was huge. Yeah. So it was actually enough for me to share, but it was delicious. And then the person that I went with had the pesto chicken, who also said that it was a delicious dish.
That flaky pastry, that's what caught me off guard. It was really tender and flaky. So I was expecting more something dense. Tiffany, what'd you have?
I started with a spicy red pepper soup that had rice and black beans, creamier than I was expecting, but absolutely delicious. Came with really nice focaccia style bread. Really enjoyed it. The chicken pot pie pasty I had like Adrienne. It is my go-to favorite, so I'm always grateful when it's in stock and ready to go. Those chunks of chicken are really amazing, super tender, even though I imagine they're cooked and then baked again. It's still, you wouldn't know it. They're really juicy. Oh, yeah. Gravy is good. Green beans, carrots, some onion, just kind of everything you want from a chicken pot pie. I love the Italian meatball also as a backup, and I think it is good to have a backup because they make the pasties, I believe, beforehand, and you prepare them to order when you come.
They do have, I must say, I think 50 different pasties.
Yeah.
So it's not surprising that sometimes they may run out. They try to make them fresh every day. So.
Absolutely.
Did you have dessert?
I did not have dessert. Okay. I was sufficiently
full.
Stuffed, but I haven't actually tried the dessert. So I need to be inspired, and then I have another reason to go back for some dessert options.
Tiffany?
Let me inspire you.
Okay.
go for it.
Because the apple caramel pasty is, we ordered quite a bit, appetizer and the giant pasty, but we made room, and everyone should, because the apple is perfect. It's tender, right amount of cinnamon, I thought at least, and then the caramel just oozes out. It is a thing of beauty, and, and just as lovely to taste as to look at. So.
Yeah, I had it too, and I'm not a big dessert person, but it was warm and delicious. A little bit about the atmosphere. You went to lunch, right?
I went during lunch, and so it's very laid back, casual. So if you're going at lunch and you're not in a hurry, this is absolutely the place.
Sort of a rustic sort of bar atmosphere, right, Tiffany?
Yeah, it's got kind of a hipster vibe
There you
to
go.
it, I think, and old school kind of chandelier above your like beat up wood table, you know, next to a carved wood bar. I think that's really common regardless of the location you
Yeah.
go to.
There's so many layers to the downtown location. There's an upstairs, there's actually a downstairs, there's an outside, so you can, you know, find a table and just kind of sit there for, you know, an hour or two if you need to, and yes, peruse the people, definitely.
Tuck
But don't
away.
skip out on the food. I've been missing out on the dessert. I'm actually feeling quite sad about that. So now I know.
Caramel apple pasty.
We'll just do a
caramel
long
apple.
lunch if that's okay with Adrian, and we'll make
Absolutely.
sure we get the
Yeah,
dessert.
yeah.
Done.
Absolutely.
I'm bombing in on it.
Yes,
Great.
You're always invited, Mark.
Thank you very much.
Always invited.
Tiffany, last thoughts.
Like I said, absolutely have a plan B just in case your favorite isn't available. Give yourself time there to enjoy a really extensive menu.
I'd say that it's a perfect location, the downtown location specifically, so it's easy to get to. You can certainly walk from just about anywhere downtown and know that there is a large menu to choose from. So it should be something for everybody.
So if you have friends in town visiting, this is something unique, something different, and then they get to learn what a pasty is, which is what we got to learn as well.
We
So,
did today.
Yes.
Absolutely.
If you want to try Cornish Pasty Company, it's located on Central Avenue in Monroe. An average meal will cost $20, and they do take reservations. They also have several other locations around town.